What if Superman wasn't the good guy? What if he was the bad guy? In Brightburn, this is what they exactly do, and they play around with the idea of a character similar to Superman being from another planet and coming to Earth right when he was a baby. But in this scenario, he's not going to turn out like the superhero Clark Kent becomes. Instead, he's gonna turn out to be a supervillain wanting to take the world. So in James Gunn's Brightburn film, I honestly thought it was a pretty good superhero horror movie. Personally, I didn't think it was amazing compared to his other horror film. So although he didn't actually direct this movie, even though his directorial debut, Slither, which was this horror movie, was one that he directed, he still produced this movie. And for like a superhero thriller, I do have to say it was pretty good. It wasn't, not gonna lie, it's not gonna be my favorite horror movie, but there were definitely like horror elements in it, and it wasn't entirely just built upon jump scares like so many horror movies are today, but that's just another video yet to be made. So long story short, the main character, Brandon, when he turns 12 years old, that's when, like, in a way his whole world falls apart because he finds out that he's an alien. And I like how they played with the story, how at the ending you would expect that when Elizabeth Banks' character was gonna kill her son, like, she would actually, like, kill him, and that'd be the end of the movie, and it's like, problem solved, there's no evil Superman trying to take over the world. No. Instead, he catches her arm before she stabs him. Superman flies up to the sky, and he drops her. Yup. And then they just show a montage of a bunch of different, in a way, horrific acts that he's doing, and you don't know that this little fucking pain in the ass child is the one that's doing all these crimes. I love how they had Michael Rooker in like the end credit scene, just like, there's something like fucked up or whatever, and then there's this half man, half fish creature, this witch woman with ropes. Like, obviously this is a comedic horror spin on the DC Justice League, which I love. Honestly, with superhero horror films, it's not necessarily like a parody of a really like major and symbolic figure. Usually it's like an original story, or it's just a character that they have and they're like, oh, they have like some pretty scary origins, so we're just gonna like do a whole 360 and just like completely make it horror. You know, with Venom, that wasn't necessarily a horror movie, it was more thriller, and with the upcoming Joker movie, that's gonna be like, again, more thriller. But it's interesting to see, like, could the success of Brightburn possibly lead to more studios wanting to do horror films? I don't know, because back in 2018 with all the allegations and stuff that happened with James Gunn, I don't know if they were gonna plan on marketing this movie more, because I'm not gonna lie, it's a 50-50 chance that's gonna do well in the box office, because with marketing, if you haven't heard about a movie and if you don't really know about the stars or the person who directed it, produced it, people aren't really gonna like watch it. Like, theaters aren't gonna be playing it for that long if it's not making a lot of money, because like, why waste your money then on keeping a movie in the theater that isn't doing well? So I'm hoping that it does well, because I believe it was Fox that was doing New Mutants, but obviously That's been pushed back so many times, and that's supposed to be a superhero, like, horror movie, but obviously, in a way, like, I'm just viewing this as how superhero thriller movies just aren't really that big of a thing. I think if they come up with, like, a really good formula for superhero horror movies, they could do, like, amazing. See, now with James Wan and Aquaman, he did amazing with that movie, and he wasn't even, like, doing a horror movie, and he is, like, hugely known for his horror movies. Saw, The Conjuring, Insidious. So I think if some studio came up to him, or he came up with an idea to, like, do a superhero, like, horror twist on one character, he could really make that bankable. And that's not, like, what matters. Obviously, if you're making a movie that, like, matters to your heart, and, like, you're actually, like, giving a shit about it, and you're not just, like, money, 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 the fans will care about it, I guess. I'm babbling on too much. I'm gonna go back to this movie. I think they had a decent amount of gory scenes, which I am all for gore. The scene with, I think her name was Erica, and the eyeball, like, that was nasty, but I loved it because gory. The mouth scene, I don't know how you guys said that, but again, okay. And when like Brandon was laser eyeing his like father's head, I was like, oh my god, this literally like looks like it's like breaking apart. But that was kudos to you, James Gunn, and the director's name, who I don't know how to pronunciate. I think it's David. I don't know the last name. But overall, it was a pretty good movie. I don't know if I'd necessarily watch it again. If I wanted to watch a James Gunn horror movie, I'd probably go back to Slither, because that was an amazing cast. It was comedic, yet also, like, a little bit scary. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this movie. Hopefully we don't have an evil Superman take over this world, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.